Hello and welcome to the Mumhood, a safe space, a community where it's all about the mums and not about the babies. So this is week number 1 of my glow up transformation, and I'm doing it for 12 weeks, so 3 months, which is a perfect time to be able to build up a habit that will serve you for the rest of your life. And also in 12 weeks, it's my 30th birthday, so no better time. And this week, it didn't go as planned, but that's okay because what motherhood journey goes as planned? I have been filming little snippets of this journey. I've been filming with you the highs, the lows, the struggles. I have been sharing them with you on my TikTok, and I'm also going to be sharing them with you throughout this video as well, just so that you're seeing the mindset and the wins in lifetime as well. So I'm going to start off with one of my harder moments. Now, this is my visual check-in of my weight, day 1 in the 3-month journey of my glow up. So I have just woken up, so it doesn't look as bad, but this is my mum pooch. This is my extra chin. Hold up. I am watching back and editing this and listening to how I'm speaking to myself. I'm thinking, girl, you don't even look that bad. And this is just what us humans do. We are wired to think negatively. Now, you must get it. We all do, where we sit there and we think we look, ugh. And then we look in the mirror and it's like, not even that bad. Now, imagine if we didn't have that mirror and all we're saying to ourselves all day is how we're feeling. Huge, disgusting, fat. When you say that to yourself on a daily basis, repetitively, you're going to end up feeling like that. And that is going to end up being a reality. So, new challenge for myself, which I have just recognized for this week, is that every time I catch myself saying to myself, you are huge, you are ugly, I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to replace that one negative thought with 2 positive thoughts. Now, let's continue. And this rather large face. These are obviously all what I'm saying to myself. I know I look better than I feel and better than I tell myself, but my confidence is still in the gutter. Yeah. Now that video was just to make you feel comfortable that this isn't going to be a video where I'm just celebrating every single day because so many things have gone right. No, this week was challenging. It was so difficult and it was not what I expected it to be. It was definitely not what I envisioned it to be either. And this glow up journey is so much different to the glow up journey I had before I was a mum, the breakup glow up journey. That one happened pretty quick, but I don't think this one will. And I think that's okay. I want to share with you that it's all about progression, not perfection, and that this is more of a slower journey, but that's okay. And that's what motherhood is. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the highs, the lows, how progress is slower and how to be okay with that, how to embrace that, and the power of focusing on the small wins. So here's another little video of what my first day looked like. I took a little snippet, and please hone in on the motivation that you can see shining through my smile. Day 1 of my glow up journey. I am so excited and I just feel like I've got this and I'm ready for this and my dreams are about to come true. I've been waiting for this to feel right and this feels more than right, so watch this space. Now, like I said, there was a lot of motivation within that video, but I'm going to tell you a little something about motivation. Motivation will come and it will go, and it will more often go than it will come. So to depend on motivation will be depending on nothing, will be depending on a guaranteed fail. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's fine because there is something you can depend on, and that is called your why. You need to create a why, and that why has to include why you're doing this. You know, you need to include what your perfect day will look like. Why do you want to become the person that you want to become? For example, with me, I want to become the best version of myself because I've been there before and I saw what that woman achieved. I saw the happiness shine through her. I saw the excitement when she woke up every single day. And I saw the wins that not only was she accomplishing on a regular basis, but the fact that she didn't just pass by those wins. She celebrated every single one, no matter how big and how small. But also, I want to show Renee, my toddler, what it looks like when you put yourself first. What it looks like when you say yes to you. I want to show her what it looks like when you love yourself, when you become your best friend, when you trust yourself so hard. And this isn't lessons that are taught in school, and it's not lessons that are taught from society. It's lessons that you can teach your little one. And that is what the mumhood is all about. It's about putting us mums first, because we need to show up as our best selves, as the best version of us for our little ones. And they're watching this transition as well. And when you create this why, about to say wine then. It's not on my mind. But when you create this why, create it in a space of motivation. You know, sit down and write again why it is you want to be the person you are trying to become, and print it out, make it pretty, and put it in one place in your house where you're always going to see it. Put it in several places. Voice record yourself saying it and have it somewhere that's easily accessible on your phone, and just play it over and over and over again. See it over and over and over again throughout this transformative journey that you are about to embark on. So how did I expect this week to go? Well, I expected that I would be waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning and doing some reflection, writing my affirmations, doing my gratitude, doing some yoga. And if Renee woke up, fine, she can do yoga with me whilst my lemon and ginger hot tea was brewing on the side. That is not how it went. I don't know why, but I completely forgot to take in Renee's emotions. I completely forgot to take in that Renee's routine isn't always going to be routined. I forgot to take in life distractions. And these are all things that happen on a regular basis. And not only that, but she has hit terrible twos so early. And we just came back from a little holiday, a little getaway in the UK. And oh my gosh, she has come back all little Miss Independent. Like, she does not need me. Not only does she not need me, she don't need me to even look at her. Like, if I look at her, oh God, it's the it's the grunting, it's the smack in the air, it's the, like, she went to throw herself on the floor the other day and stopped because she realized she was on hard floor, took herself over to the carpet and threw herself down there instead. I just thought, okay, she's making conscious choices. Is this gonna go good, or is this gonna go bad? But her coming back all little Miss Independent, which was at the beginning of my glow up journey, so right at the beginning of the week, and it caused me to have this breakdown. And I'm going to show you how I felt in that moment, because I did record a little TikTok video. So just take watch, and I'm guarantee probably 95% of you can relate with me. If not 95%, 100% of you. I just returned from our first family holiday with my toddler, and within that week I watched her personality grow by the second. I also watched her independence as she danced away at the toddler disco by herself. At the same time as her personality growing, her need for me was getting less. And with this came her batting away my affection. Whenever I tried to hug or I tried to kiss her, she didn't want it. At times she didn't even want me looking at her. And even when I put my hand out for her as she felt, she didn't even need it. She done it herself and walked away. And with these moments came the memory of her needing me, craving my attentions for those night feeds, wanting no one else but her mum. And with this came the realisation that this is a path that is only going to decline over time. It's not the visible moments that she's going to need me for, it's the invisible moment. These are the heartbreaking moments as a mum. So yes, as you can see, that was a big emotion that took a big toll on me, and motivation most definitely wasn't there. So luckily I wrote my why and I had that to come back to. So I told you how I expected my week to go, and now I'm going to tell you how my week actually went. So I wasn't really making the healthiest choices when it came to eating and what I was drinking, but I had to remind myself that before this journey, I wasn't making bad healthy eating choices. I was making really bad healthy eating choices. I was eating chocolate at night and I was drinking wine every single day. It got to that point. I was eating crisps. I was just making like ham sandwiches for lunch on white bread. So these were all really, really bad choices in my opinion. So the fact that I was making just bad choices I had to become okay with that because I had to remind myself that if every single person made a choice, made a commitment to themselves, and then went on and fulfilled that commitment with no hassle, with no difficulty, then we would all be these brilliant, amazing human beings. But that's not the case. When we make a choice and then we fulfill that choice and we fulfill that decision, there's so many steps in between. And those steps are what I call the journey. That's the journey of going from the thought of wanting to become the person you want to become, and then the journey to going to the end destination of being that person. And that's exactly what I'm going to be filming with you. It's that journey, the journey I'm going through. So it's not going to be all peaches and roses, sunshine and peaches, whatever the saying is. It's going to be difficult. And I want to share that with you. And I want to share with you the realism of going through a glow up journey as a mum when you have a baby and how difficult that can be. And that's also when I realized that I really need to concentrate and work on my mindset because I needed to be okay with that. I couldn't be sitting there slamming myself the fact that I ate a Belvita for breakfast rather than porridge with bananas and blueberries, because that's going to happen at the beginning. And I had to remind myself, and I'm here to remind you, that every step you take, no matter how small this step is, it's a step forward. It's a step in the right direction. So I've probably gone gym 3 times, like once every 5 months, maybe, since Renee's been born. Now, I knew that I needed to go to the gym. I needed to exercise. I needed to eat healthy if I was going to lose weight. So it wasn't me knowing what I needed to do, because we all know what we need to do. It's about shifting my mindset into wanting to exercise, into wanting to eat healthy and go to the gym, because that's the biggest problem we all face as society. The information and the knowledge of what you need to do to get to the place you want to be is out there. You can, if you want to lose weight, you can search up online lose, and the first suggestion will be lose weight. You know, if you wanted to eat healthy, then you could go and pick one of the million or even billion books there are out there and read up about it. You know, there is a library full of free resources of getting you to the person you want to be. But it's about shifting your mindset to want to do those things. So I know I need to go to the gym, but how do I change my mindset into wanting to go to the gym? Again, that is literally what I'm a qualified life coach. So that is what I teach. I teach people how to change the mindset. And since becoming a mum, it's been something I have struggled with. So that's why I'm thinking, why not just film my journey into putting my insights and my expertise and knowledge and my experience of being a mum into one package and doing it and filming my journey with you guys. So there is a process it comes to when you want your goal to become your reality, and it's called, what I like to call anyway, the goal process. Smart name, right? So the process is, it all starts off with a thought. And I'm going to use the gym as an example here because it just seems fitting and easy to use. So the thought is gym. Gym's in my head, it's in my mind, I'm wanting to lose weight. Then the next step is choice. It's, okay, deciding that I'm going to go to the gym. It's deciding that I'm going to lose weight. And then the next step is the action. It's the going to the gym. I've thought about the gym. I've made a choice that I'm going to go to the gym. And now the action is that I'm going to the gym. And then here's the tough part. It's the consistency of it. Now, however consistency looks to you will look different to somebody else. Consistency to one person, probably a non-parent, would be going to the gym every single day, maybe a couple of times a day. Who does that? Or it could be going once a week, or it could be doing it hard, like going hard one week, maybe a yoga session the week after, and then going hard again the week after that. You just need to find consistency within that goal. So again, you thought about the gym, you've made the choice that I'm going to go to the gym. You've done the action and you're going to the gym, and now you're going to be consistent about it and you're going weekly. That's my goal, to go weekly. And then the consistency of that action will be what becomes your reality. So can you see where the power of thought comes into this, where your thoughts are the most powerful? So I'm doing the action right now, and I'm now filming my consistency with you. And I'm interested, what part of the goal process are you on right now? And What are your struggles and what step are you going to take to go to the next step within that process? Let me know in the comments below. Now, of course, you're not just here to hear about my story. You are here to also get some coaching tips and some tips to help you on this glow up journey. So watch this little video. Now, as mums, one thing that we lack massively is time. I want to tell you how I find the time to do all the research that I'm providing you guys, to work on my mindset, where I get all these tips and tricks from. Obviously, I am a life coach, so I do need to continue to expand on my knowledge. But again, where do I find the time to do that? There is always time. And the main time I have to myself is my commute into work. Now, I could use that time to listen to music, or I could use that time to listen to podcasts. Podcasts is a great key, and my favorite podcaster is Jay Shetty. He just gives abundance of information, a wealth of knowledge, and he just makes me feel so good in the morning. So on that note, find time in your commute. How long do you travel to and from work, and how are you using that time? So time is so important, and we all sit there and complain about how there's not enough time in the day, but we don't realize how much time we waste and how little time we actually invest. Now, when Renee was a baby and I was on maternity leave, I found a way of finding time. You know, Renee was a baby, so she was waking up throughout the night, and then her last little stint of sleep, she'd probably go to sleep from like 5 to 8. So on that last time of her waking up, I would put her to bed, and I would stay up, and I would use that as my golden time, because I'm a morning person. It's when I have the most energy and when I feel the most best about myself. So that worked really well for me. Now, Renee just wakes up at 5:30 and she stays awake till 5:30. I'm not really down for waking up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock because I'm just too tired. So instead, where I can find time is in my evenings. But I'm trying to learn how I can transfer that morning energy into my evening. Because although I want to do all of that in the evening, my body is saying, nope, not now, tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and it's Thursday, and there's no point in me starting anything on a Thursday. You might as well just be really bad and start everything on Monday. My partner does not get that logic, but I am sure that is logic of pretty much the whole human race. Am I right? No? I don't know. Maybe it's just another excuse. But how I do find time now is in my mornings. I commute to work, as I mentioned in that video. I commute to work. There's probably 2 to 3 hours a day. That's between 10 and 13 hours of commuting time. Now, I used to listen to music, and then I used to listen to like just playful little podcasts. But then I just thought, no, well, I'm going to get my good, energizing, motivating, knowledgeable podcasts on the go. And I, made a list of these people that inspire me. And I just started flicking through their podcasts and just listening to those in the morning. And then, one would lead on to the next. And they are so insightful. So that's how I get my research in. I was trying to find a way how to transfer my morning energy into my evening energy. And then I remembered something I learned on my coaching journey, which was self-development blocks. And this is a go-to. Like, if there's one thing that you need to pick up from this video, then please let this one be it. Incorporate self-development blocks into your week. I started to make sure that I committed 2 really early nights into my week. And then those early nights, that following evening was going to be when I was going to do my self-development blocks. So I knew I needed the energy for that. I also made sure I ate really good around these days, because it's not just sleep that gives you energy. In fact, a really big portion of your energy comes from your food. So I made sure I was getting my early nights, eating good foods around the day of my self-development blocks. And these blocks, okay, they are magical, they are amazing, and they will be the catalyst to you becoming the best version of yourself. Now, the rules of these blocks, and this is the best one, is that they are for no specific time. It's for an amount of time that works for you. So whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's half an hour, whether it's 2 hours. I do mine for about 1 hour. So I have 2 1-hour self-development blocks each week. And within those blocks, it pretty much is what it says on the tin. I develop myself as a person. And at the moment, I have one where it's just doing my YouTubing for you guys, doing my content creating, doing my research. And then I have another one where it's me. It's a me block. I have that nice bath. I read a book, go for a walk in the evening with a hot chocolate. I just fill my cup back up. And if that's all you start off with in your blow up journey, then that is an amazing step. Just creating 2 to 3 blocks. My future goal is to have 3 blocks and then have 2 as like self-developing me and then 1 as my me block, which will be my Wednesday, because I have forever done this. I have a fill my cup up Wednesday, because why wait for the weekend to rest? You know, I need to reset myself midweek to ensure that I'm going to have a really good end of the week, because that's usually when my Monday motivation starts falling apart. Now, another one is silence. Like, this is so important during motherhood, because one thing that's so rare, apart from sleep, is silence. Life is so chaotic when you become a mum, and externally, there is just so much noise. I can't even hear what I'm thinking. I can't even hear what I'm saying to myself. Therefore, how am I meant to know what I even want? So if you can't listen to your thoughts, if life outside is so noisy that you're not even taking time to listen to what's going on in here, well, we've just clarified, thoughts is the beginning to every journey success. You know, it's all about what's in your thoughts that leads to your reality. So if you can't hear your thoughts, then no wonder that your reality is so chaotic and so all over the place and so unpredicted, because it's like, how did I get here? Well, you were thinking about this. You probably just didn't hear yourself thinking about this. So create silence for yourself. Now, I've spoken about my commute. Clearly, I have a very long commute into work, and then I have half an hour where I walk into work. And within that half an hour of walking to work, I just take my headphones out and I just listen to what's going on in my head, listen to what my body is saying to me. Little fun fact here. Did you know that every human has, on average, okay, emphasizing the on average, 70,000 thoughts per day? And 95% of those thoughts are repetitive. And I think, I should have researched this before, sorry, but I think something like 80% of those are negative. Therefore, we are literally like autopilot human beings. So if we are repeatedly thinking these negative thoughts, then no wonder they are playing out into our reality. So a good reflection question to be asking yourself here is, what am I saying to yourself? And try to ask yourself this as much as possible. But most importantly, and take a note down here, ask yourself that every single evening. What have you been saying to yourself today? Now I'm going to talk to you about glimmers. Oh, I love that word. It makes me feel glimified, if that's a word. But glimmers, very, very, very important here. As human beings, we all have an emotional home, okay? It's a place where your body feels most comfortable with a certain emotion. Now, during motherhood, we create a very stressful, overwhelmed, at times negative, very loving, very, very loving, but those are the emotions that we are constantly playing out in our day. And our lives are so stressful that we tend to miss the little glimmers of life because we are just rushing right past them. Do you ever find it difficult to just sit down and do nothing? Yes, so difficult, because we are constantly rushing, we are constantly doing stuff, we are constantly creating stress for ourselves, that when we sit down and we actually have a minute to ourselves, we can't even sit there and enjoy that minute, because that minute is filled with all these things that we should be doing with that minute rather than sitting down. Do you find it difficult to accept help or to do something nice for yourself? Yes, because you've created an emotional home. You've created this environment where you're doing stuff for other people all the time. So to do something that's slightly different than that, to do something for yourself, is strange for your body. Your body feels uncomfortable within that, because your body is so used to doing things for other people. It's so used to rushing around. It's so used to feeling stress that those moments of calm and doing stuff for yourself and doing nothing are uncomfortable for your body, because your body's not used to that. But we can change that. We can change our emotional home. We just have to do that consciously. And this is one thing I've really, really tried to work on this week, but it's difficult, but it's something that comes over time. And that is clicking your fingers every time you feel a glimmer. Now, what is a glimmer? A glimmer are those little magical moments that make you feel just like, just for example, you wake up in the morning and you just feel that little surge of energy. You feel that little bit of excitement. Just click your fingers in those moments. All those big moments where your little one runs over to you with their arms wide open. It doesn't happen to me anymore. But if that happens and you feel this burst of excitement, this burstful glimmer, just click your finger there. Or it could be when you take your first sip of coffee in the morning and you just feel the energy trickling down you. Just click your fingers. But you have to look out for these little moments. You have to consciously look out for them throughout your day. You have to consciously look for these feelings of feeling good. Now, clicking your fingers, what that does is it consciously brings you, your mind, your body, your spirit into that moment, and you hone in on it. You let it overtake you. You can hold on to it and close your eyes and really feel how your body is feeling, or you can just simply click your fingers. But like I said, it just hones your body and that experience into that feeling. And there is so much magic in doing this consistently, and that is that you actually end up creating a little positive magical wand. Why? Because say if you do this for the next couple of months, okay, you're clicking your fingers for every single glimmer that comes. When you get to a moment of feeling really sad, just really overwhelmed, really negative, if you click your fingers once you've been consistently doing this, your body's response will be so used to that click of the fingers being a signal of happiness, of glimmers, that you will start to feel that naturally, unconsciously. Your conscious then becomes your unconscious, and that conscious of happiness, glimmers, you'll be unconsciously feeling that as well. Like, it's create your magical wand. So every time you feel a glimmer, click your fingers, no matter how big or small, practice it consistently, and then over time, you will be creating your own magic wand of just amazingness. Let's bring it to the conscious together. Right now, comment down below when was the last time you felt a glimmer and what that was. And just when you're writing it, after you've hit the send button, just close your eyes and remember that moment and do your first click. Just try it and then hone in on that feeling. And it would be quite cool to see all the other mums' responses as well. And that would just create a little buzz of excitement. And I'm about to say the word glimmers again, but I feel like I've said it 100,000 times. Glimmer. Just joking. So I'm going to take you through my reflection of week 1. I would call this week slow down. It was a week where I slowed down. I took a step back so that I could make room to take a step forward. I reflected. I've done a lot of reflections, questions I asked myself every single evening was, what did I do really well that day? And what that enabled me to do was to reflect back on my day and look back at all those amazing little tiny moments. And then it just ended my day on a positive note. So ask yourself every evening, what was something I'd done really well today and why did I do that? I created a lot of silence for myself. I just made sure in those moments that I just really listened to what my body was saying, what my mind was saying, and just taking note, not necessarily actioning it, because if I actioned it, then I probably would have done exercise. I probably would have had ginger and lemon tea in the morning opposed to my cup of tea. But I listened to what I knew I needed. I took note mentally, and that's what I'm going to be actioning next week. I took a really small action. So, for example, after I finished my lunch at work, I went out for a 5-minute walk and worked out that that was me doing an extra 750 steps a day. That was a really small step I took, but it's the small steps which build sustainable progress. And just remember that each step you take, no matter how small and no matter how big, it's a step forward. And in fact, we should be concentrating on the small steps at the beginning, because if you try taking big steps, well, hello, procrastination, my good friend. Haven't we seen each other a lot lately? You will just be giving yourself all the little reasons as to why you shouldn't take that big step. And they're valid reasons because they're big steps. So no, get that big step, break it down into teeny tiny little steps and work on those teeny tiny little steps consistently. I also really reflected this week. I went into it and I saw the power of my reflection sessions. For example, I realized midweek that I really needed to refill my cup. And now I'm going to be incorporating my self-improvement blocks, which I used to do, back into my life and doing my me block every Wednesday to be able to fill my cup cup up. If you are on your glow up journey, then make sure that you are finding time to look after you and to refill that cup that gets poured out so quickly when you have a baby. So what I do is once a week, which is a Wednesday for me, it's midweek, it sets me back up again, is I make sure I have an evening to myself, and what I do in that evening is no TV, a nice hot bath with all of the extras like the candles, the wine, and also get yourself a book. Invest in a couple of good books for this glow up journey because you're going to need some time to just take your mind to a whole new world. So enjoy some you time, dedicate a block each week to yourself and refill that cup of yours. So I ended the week really just reminding myself that this journey is about progress and not perfection. Now my plan for next week, it's not just listening to my body and taking down the notes, but it's going to be actioning the thoughts. I'm going to be drinking more water. I know that the first thing that enters my body in the morning shouldn't be a cup of sugary tea. I know that. I really know that. But I love my cup of teas. I love my hot drinks. But it should be something that's healthy. So I'm going to be making my raw ginger and lemon tea. And I'm going to be drinking that first thing in the morning. Not to say I can't be having my cup of tea. I can have that afterwards. But I know the first thing that enters my body every morning should be something healthy. So I'm going to action that. I'm going to start accounting for each day. I'm not just going to expect myself to have 100% energy every day because I can't remember the last 100% day I had. Now, this is a really exciting tool and it's accounting for your 20% days, your 50% days, and your 90% days. It should be 100% days, but I'm not going to put that pressure on myself right now because like I said, I can't remember the last 100% day I had. So 20% days, 50% days, and 90% days. And I would dive more into what that looks like and how you account for it and how powerful that is. But I want to save that surprise for next week. So hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell icon. Make sure you get notified when I upload next week. And find out what this magical tool is about. Because I promise it was useful to me before I became a mum. But I feel like it's something that should be made for mums because, yeah, I'm excited. You should be too. It could be an answer to that problem that you've been going over and over in your head again. I'm also going to be incorporating exercise to my life, but I'm not going to do the big steps here. Again, like I said to you, it's the power of the small steps. I love yoga. I love, love, love yoga. And the reason I loved yoga so much is because it was one of those things where I really saw the result. I really saw the result of doing it consistently. I saw how moves that I really struggled with at the beginning that I was doing effortlessly only weeks later. So I really, really loved yoga. I loved the feeling it gave me. I used to do it in the mornings, sometimes in the evenings, and even now, Lord knows that my body has definitely become a bit stiff in the last couple of years. Understandably, we're mums. So to get back into my yoga in small steps, I'm just going to be picking 5 stretches that I'm going to do every morning and every evening. 5 of my favorite stretches. I might even just write them down on little notes and just like lucky dip them in the mornings. Before I go on to the big 10-15 minute sessions. Now, if you are also on a journey postpartum to refinding this reborn self, nope, not your baby, you, I would love to hear your experience. I would love to hear your tips. So please do make sure you're dropping a comment below. Say hi to the mum community. I would also like to know what your biggest takeaway is from today. And I want you to affirm something for me in the comments. I want you to affirm what your biggest win is going to be for the next week ahead. Like, put it out into existence. Tell the universe what you want to achieve next week and already put it down in writing. There is so much power within doing that, I promise you. And if you are new here, then make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. And if you are still here listening to these words right now, then hit that like button. I want to see who are the most committed. I really do want to thank you for investing your precious, scarce, hard to come by time into not just me. I'm very, very thankful for that, but also into yourself. You have done yourself a massive favor today. You have come here and you've taken away lots of tools and you have joined a community of other like-minded mums who are on this same journey. But you guys go and have yourself the most amazing, smashing day. And thank you once again. We love you. Mwah.